What's up, family? So we're gonna have a conversation as always. I hate to keep bringing up the Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark drama, but it most must be noted that Angel Reese is playing for Unrivaled while Caitlyn Clark is not, as we know, and the numbers are not great. What happens when hype meets reality? Angel Reese, a player who boldly claimed she was the face of women's basketball, is facing a harsh truth in the Unrivaled League. The league, which promised to revolutionize women's basketball, is already struggling. Angel Reese is playing, and she's been very local about being a massive draw. But if that is true, why are people not watching with the same enthusiasm they were for Caitlyn Clark? Right? And if you don't believe me, people are obviously seeing her as a tall, 6 foot goofy. Don't believe me though. Check this out.
The boil on Caitlyn Clark's ass, Angel Reese may be playing in the league, but who wants to see a goofy 6'6" woman miss layup? It is unrivaled. It is also unwatched. If you don't have Caitlyn Clark playing women's basketball, or if you're not the NCAA tournament playing women's basketball, you got nothing.
Reese is barely managing to attract viewers, even though she is the center of the league's promotional efforts. This is the same Angel Reese who spent the entire season boasting about her influence and impact on the sport. Where are the sold out arenas now? Where are the millions of viewers? Angel Reese's presence in the Unrivaled League has not translated into significant fan engagement, right? But don't take my word for it, because at the end of the day, the same way that Angel Reese boasted about her being the face of this Unrivaled League and being impactful and also being able to sell out arenas and basically put butts in seats as she claimed to be so marketable, well, she's not the only one boasting about it. TNT has as well, and buying into the whole rival thing in itself, aligned with the same egotistical approach that Angel Reese had about it. Check this out.
Cool new modernizations and this whole new league that was just built and is now making its debut. Fans aren't really buying into it as of this point. The games have averaged.
They released the first television numbers, TNT did, and they're bragging about them because, well, they're the best they've ever been.
Well, family, they're the best they ever been, right? Meanwhile, Caitlyn Clark, who decided not to play in the Unrivaled, has inadvertently exposed Reese's narrative as overhyped. And Caitlyn Clark's decision not to join the league has put the spotlight on the Unrivaled's shortcomings. Clark's absence highlights the league's inability to thrive without her, right? And if you look at it and you don't want to believe what I'm saying, I'll show you guys, because I like to substantiate my point. Unrivaled versus WNBA, when it comes to the WNBA's ratings being better with Caitlyn Clark being there. Check this out.
Those numbers, just to put into a little bit of perspective, while they seem like, okay, we've got over 312, when you put them in comparison to some of the WNBA numbers, specifically the WNBA numbers that featured Caitlyn Clark playing in a game, they are actually very low.
Yep, they are actually very low. And the Unrivaled League's debut games average just over 312,000 viewers across TNT and True TV, right? And for context, Caitlyn Clark's WNBA rookie games regularly attracted over 2 million viewers. Okay? This is according to ESPN viewership stats. And this stark contrast underscores the impact Clark has on viewership and fan engagement, right? But you have all these celebrities back in the Unrivaled League, right?
Unrivaled League has a lot of celebrity backing to it, which is great, right? So clearly with this type of investment, it means that the players have the ability to get paid. And actually they are getting paid. They're making a ton more than they do in the WNBA, despite it only being, like I mentioned, a 9-week season.
Yeah, but is that backing having a return on investment in this whole Unrivaled League in its entirety? Guess what? This is what fans have to say so far. It's clearly just a disaster.
It is unrivaled. It is also unwatched. If you don't have Caitlyn Clark playing women's basketball, or if you're not the NCAA tournament playing women's basketball, you got nothing. You and I both know, right? We both know. No Caitlyn Clark, no watch. No Caitlyn Clark in the league, no watch. Caitlyn Clark's in that league, viewership doubles, if not triple. Lowlights of it, and I gotta tell you, it's really bad. Watching 5-on-5 women is bad enough, but 3-on-3 women, worse.
Well, there you have it, folks. In the league's 3v3 format and luxurious Miami setting were intended to modernize women's basketball despite celebrity endorsements, From figures like Michael Phelps, Alex Morgan, and Ashton Kutcher, the league has struggled to draw a significant audience. And Reese's performance have been underwhelming, marked by missed layups and inconsistent play, which further dampens fan excitement. And the league's strategy to focus on glamorized perks such as luxury apartments and Sephora sponsored glam rooms has backfired by shifting attention away from the court action. And also, you don't got to believe what I'm saying, but the league has just been constantly praising the players instead of focusing on the game. And actually, when they're covering the game live on TNT, instead of giving regular analytical gameplay commentary, they want to praise the players constantly.
The pregame show, postgame show, it felt like all of those were put in place as like a marketing tool for the play on the court, and it was just overwhelming praise. But we don't need to, like during the games, just be constantly praising and not calling out certain things like regular play-by-play commentary.
Yeah, so Caitlyn Clark's ability to captivate audiences remains unmatched. Even her non-WNBA games consistently drew higher ratings than the Unrivaled League's best broadcasts. For example, WNBA games featuring Clark's Indiana Fever averaged over 2.2 million viewers per game. In contrast, Reese's games in Unrivaled failed to break 350,000 viewers. This highlights the gap between the two players in terms of influence and fan engagement. But don't just take what I say for it. Check this out.
The Clark effect led to WNBA games that didn't even feature Clark drawing an average of 400,000 viewers. It's the Caitlyn Clark effect.
The Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky game, 2.3 million. Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever, 2.25 million. Fever versus the Storm, 2.2 million. Sun versus the Fever, 2.1 million. Okay, so you understand what I'm saying. These are all numbers over 2 million. So would the Unrivaled League benefit greatly from the Caitlyn Clark effect? I think without a doubt, we all know the answer to that is resoundingly yes.
All right, so Clark's decision not to join Unrivaled allowed her to focus on the WNBA and her brand, which has been proven to be a wise move because when you really think about it, she was recently named Time Athlete of the Year and has gained mainstream recognition, further elevating her status as the face of women's basketball, right? Meanwhile, Reese's efforts to position herself as a leading figure in the sport have faltered. Critics have pointed out her lack of improvement on the court and over-reliance on her social media presence to maintain relevance, right? And I like to point out Caitlyn Clark basically not joining Unrivaled. Her stardom speaks for itself and how valuable she is because she don't have to jump to any offer. She is the offer. She creates the offer. And to be honest, I'm going to show you guys in a minute, this league should be on their knees, basically bending the knee to ensure Caitlyn Clark is in this league because it is dying and it is trash, family. But check this out.
For Caitlyn Clark, this was a great choice. She was not taking part in the debut season of Unrivaled. We've heard of Unrivaled. It's a new league. It's an option for WNBA players rather than going overseas. They can play here.
If I'm the Unrivaled League, I go back to Caitlyn Clark and say, what do you need? And then I give it to her. But Caitlyn Clark seems beyond that, and that adds to her popularity. Caitlyn Clark is the biggest draw in women's basketball, and without her, many fans just aren't going to tune in.
Well, there you have it, folks. Despite the league's promise of innovation, its ratings and overall reception have been a lackluster, and the gameplay at 3v3 format has been criticized for being inconsistent and less engaging than traditional 5v5 basketball. And Reese's struggle on the court have only amplified these criticisms, and Caitlyn Clark's absence has created a void that no other player, including Reese, has been able to fill, family. And check this out, because it's also evident when Caitlyn Clark is not on the floor in the WNBA, the impact is being felt because the Caitlyn Clark effect isn't being present.
We know that the WNBA numbers with her and versus the numbers in the WNBA without her also have a major gap. And this really makes us realize the power of Caitlyn Clark, the appeal of Caitlyn Clark.
Well, there you have it, folks. So Reese claims of being the face of the women's basketball are increasingly being questioned. Her lack of significant contributions to the league's success contrasts sharply with Clark's ability to deliver consistent results. Reese focused on maintaining a glamorous presence, right? don't over sexualize me, as she say, but she focused on with this glamorized persona and has alienated some fans who see her as prioritizing image over substance. And the disparity between the two players is evident in their performance and reception. Clark's impact goes beyond the court. As she continues to draw record-breaking viewership and elevate the sports profile, her strategic decision to sit out Unrivaled has highlighted the league's over-reliance on hype and its inability to deliver meaningful basketball experiences. Angel Reese's narrative of being a top draw in women's basketball has been exposed as exaggerated when placed to the next undeniable influence of Caitlyn Clark. But we all know the loudest in the room ain't about nothing, because at the end of the day, Caitlyn Clark ain't got to speak nothing. She's the golden goose. She's the one that's feeding them and putting hot pockets in their pocket. She the one that's actually the hand that's feeding them as the league continue to bite the hand that feeds them, let alone we all know it's evident that Caitlyn Clark is the real deal, and she is the face of the WNBA, and she is the one that's turning heads to make the WNBA great and phenomenal than it's ever been within its 25 years of tenure. However, as Unrivaled struggles to gain traction, it's clear that the league's success hinges on star power. Caitlyn Clark's absence has exposed the league's weaknesses and forced a reevaluation of its strategy. Angel Reese's inability to carry the league's popularity underscores the importance of delivering on-court excellence, and the league's investors and stakeholders must now consider how to address these challenges and rebuild the league's image. Without the Caitlyn Clark effect, Unrivaled's future looks pretty, or I should say, looks, and not just look, but is uncertain. But comment down below, family, as we continue discussion down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this Unrivaled thing and Caitlyn Clark being the face of the WNBA. In my opinion, she is, and there's no question about it. It's evident. You guys see me back up my point. And basically, Angel Reese trying to boast and hype her way to basically encouraging and trying to persuade people she's the face of the WNBA, but don't have the work ethic to back it up. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have, like this video, if you got some value from it. On that note, family, peace.